Game day for the Auburn Tigers as they take on Northwestern in the Citrus Bowl. We got some pregame stuff that we want to talk about. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Always great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Rainy day, at least where I'm at. I don't know about down in Orlando where this game is going to be taking place. The Auburn Tigers playing football for the first time this year. Obviously, January the 1st. Happy New Year's to everyone. We got some keys to victory for the Tigers. For one, the defensive line has got to show up. This is going to be one of the most important pieces of this game because in several of the ranked teams that Auburn has competed against, the offensive line has dominated the defensive line. Simply put, with the inexperience at the linebacker position, offensive linemen can't be allowed to make it to the next level and just kind of shoo our little linebackers out of the way. Okay, it's going to be very vitally important that Auburn establishes the line of scrimmage on defense. I think the coverage secondary is pretty solid. Showed that in the Mississippi State game. But the defensive line has absolutely got to show up in this ball game and not get pushed around. I mean, you talk about games against ranked teams. I don't know the specific stat, but you guys saw the game to where every time the running back took the carry, free going down the field, making it to the next level, cornerbacks have to make the tackle if they even do. So that's going to be a very important piece. If Auburn can do that, I actually feel pretty good about their ability to manage this football game because most of the games against ranked opponents, they couldn't really manage the game because they couldn't get the offense off the field. And clock was being eaten away because the teams were running the ball at will and just running the clock. And that stuff adds up and come around the fourth quarter, you really don't have a chance. And Auburn's offense has not been capable enough to get behind and then come back and win the game. Which leads to my next point. Bo Nix absolutely has to be a factor. I've said this in keys to victories all year. Bo Nix can't be the bottleneck. Bo Nix can't be the guy making the mistakes. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been some situations where Bo Nix actually threw a precise football. Wide receivers may miss it. I think one of the most damning ones of the whole season was the route Eli Stove wide open against Texas A&M. He catches that football, that changes the whole trajectory of that football game. So Bo Nix has to be a factor. Number two, as far as the offense goes, I want to see what kind of play calling Chad will do in Gus Malzahn's absence. I want to see if Auburn can become a little bit more vertical, and especially taking it vertical with the passing routes, especially taking advantage of the digs and some of the intermediate passing routes that could really, really get this defense for Northwestern off balance. Also, the offensive line finding some kind of push to get the running back some action. Tank Bigsby is already pretty capable. Even in situations where he should have been tackled downfield, made up for it, wound up getting like 20-something yards. So that's something that you want to look at, the offensive line and how they perform today as well. The last thing, special teams. Special teams hurt Auburn bad in their last bowl game, especially with turnovers. You got to be mindful and don't let the moment get too big for you. Make sure you field the punt. Make sure you don't have those costly turnovers on special teams because that can neutralize a football game like this. Main thing, though, is coaching, especially on offense. Put the kids in the best possible position to win the football game with plays that play to their strengths. I think Kobe Hudson is developing into a good wide receiver. He has some capabilities. Seth Williams absolutely has to be more active in this game. Your leading receiver has to be the guy in the big games. And unfortunately, Seth Williams has not been that guy. He's been kind of non-existent in a lot of games. So, and that could be because of the types of plays that were being designed weren't playing to his strengths. All right, guys, that's my time here. We got the game coming on today at 1 a.m. That game is going to be on, 1 p.m. That game is going to be on ABC. C, the Citrus Bowl, Auburn versus Northwestern. Subscribe to my channel, Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. It's always great to be an Auburn Tiger War Eagle.